That's the London system. d4, d5, bishop f4. White wants the familiar setup, and now black has a job. If you're playing black next game, don't wait for the position to go quiet. Get the break ready with c5. There is the question. If you face this board, make white answer before you develop anything. How do you challenge white's d-pawn while the d-file is still open? Play c5. The c-pawn changes the question white has to answer. It does not promise a magic win. They play e3. Fine, you do not need a new opening here. From this position, your plan is simple: develop the queenside knight, open the dark squared bishop, and castle. The move knight c6 starts that plan. If you're at the lower end of this band, this branch is new to you. Good. It's a normal position to learn. Now the jobs are clear. After e3, knight c6, give black a short list, contest the center, finish development, and keep your king safe. Don't invent anything fancy. Play e6, it clears the bishop, so castling is a real next step. Your c-pawn is gone. After d takes c5, white has taken a pawn, but this is not a pawn chase. Don't run after it. You want the position back on your terms, so develop the bishop route first with e6. They keep the pawn. Fine, after e3, you want the bishop back on the open diagonal. Play bishop takes c5 after e6, the development move cleared its path, so the bishop recovers the pawn. Black developed a piece instead of chasing a target. Reach this recovered pawn position, and the pawn is back. Don't invent a second mission. Improve the knight, finish development, and castle. The c-pawn already made white spend a move. That's the whole point. The break created a position, not a magic trick. From the position after c5, keep this branch map small. If white takes, recover through e6 and bishop takes c5. If white builds with e3, develop with knight c6 and e6. If white stays quiet, don't force a story, finish development and watch the center. Those numbers are not a verdict. They are a rehearsal cue. After c5, the break appears in 2% of positions in the lowest measured band, but in 27% in the highest, so you know how much to practice, not which move is best. Back to the board. That contrast is a preparation choice, not a verdict. If white takes, recover. If white plays e3, develop. If white waits, improve a piece and keep the center in view. Your move follows the reply. That's the rule. They play e3. You want development without letting white settle for free, so play knight c6. The knight supports the center and makes black's next development natural. Actually, the point is simple. Keep the plan visible and prepare e6 to open the bishop. Reach e3, knight c6, and assign the pieces their jobs. The knight watches the center, the e-pawn clears the dark squared bishop, and the king heads for safety. Play e6 so castling is next. Do that first. The shape matters more than a memorized list. They play c3. Good, read the position before you force a pawn grab. White has built a small center, so develop the knight, open the bishop, and castle while the structure is flexible. Play knight c6, keep e6 ready. That is enough for now. White plays e3 and later c3. Before the queen moves, ask herself, is b2 a real target? Develop first. No, actually, check the route. After knight c6 and e6, queen b6 can point at b2 when the board supports it. That is the order. They protect b2 with queen c2. Fine. From here, stop treating the queen as the main character. Develop the knight and castle. Play knight f6, then bring the king to safety. The queen keeps pressure, but it does not need another raid. Back to the same position after c5. Remember the procedure. Not a verdict. Break. Read the reply. Do the piece's job. The opening name doesn't choose your move for you. White's reply does. Here is the useful study cue. In the highest measured band, e3 makes up 78% of replies. Practice that branch first for your next game, but keep the pawn grab answer ready. Frequency is not correctness. Start after c5. If they take, recover through e6, so bishop takes c5 brings the bishop back. If they play e3, start with knight c6, so e6 opens the bishop. If they stay quiet, improve a piece and watch the center. Face c5d, take c5 right here. Don't grab your own pawn back yet. What is black's next job? Chase the pawn or open the bishop's route? Hold that answer for a beat. Here is the answer. After d takes c5, open the bishop's route before recovering. Play e6. When white gives you e3, play bishop takes c5. The pawn returns to you because your development move made the recapture possible. Face c5, e3. pause. Which piece improves before the queen starts asking questions? The knight from b8 has a useful square, so choose development before a queen raid. That is your first decision. They play e3. Start with the queenside knight. Your first job is to play knight c6. With that piece out, open the bishop and prepare the king with e6, castle when the path is clear. Leave queen b6 for later. It is a question, not your opening sentence. If you face e3, the queen on b6 is tempting. You can play the tempting queen b6 first, it is legal, but it starts the raid before black is developed. No, rewind. Your better practical order is knight c6, then e6, ask about b2, only after the pieces are ready. Let's let the whole plan breathe. This is an explicitly illustrative line from the c5 position, not a historical game, just a legal teaching line. Watch black repeat the same jobs, challenge the center, develop the pieces, and castle. White chooses e3, so the line begins with knight c6. If you follow this illustrative line, white builds with c3, so black keeps the center under watch instead of forcing a capture. Open the bishop and develop both knights. Play e6, knight d2, knight f6 puts the pieces into useful squares. That is the useful shape for you right now. If you keep reading the board, white develops with bishop d3. Meet the bishop, then secure the king. Play bishop d6, white retreats with bishop g3, so black castles with castles kingside. Now the pieces are connected to the plan. That is the point. The center stays tense, so improve before you break. After g-file knight to f3, b6, castles kingside, bishop b7, place the rook behind the center with rook e1, that lets you bring the queen to e2 with queen e2. The break works better after this. Now the c-pawn can ask d4 a final question. If you reach that position, the plan is to release the tension on your terms. Play c takes d4, after e takes d4, the center is no longer locked. Black's c-pawn has traded for white's d-pawn, so knight e7 improves the remaining knight. That's the point. The line pays off. After knight e5, knight g6, d-file knight to f3, knight e4, white captures with knight takes g6, black recaptures h takes g6, opening the h-file toward white's king. That exchange leaves bishop takes e4, d takes e4, knight d2, f5, with a protected advanced e4 pawn cramping, white's knight d2 knight, and bishop g3 bishop. Next game, seek that structural payoff, not a forced win. Play it. For your next London game, remember one procedure: challenge the center, read white's reply, and do the piece's job. Start with d4, d5, bishop f4. When the position gives you the chance, play c5. If they take, recover. If they play e3, develop. If they wait, improve a piece. Chess, but you're cooked.